Alright, so hopefully this will be a little bit um, louder video. Apparently the other ones were kind of quiet, which is rather odd. I'm usually being told that I'm too loud. I think it's kind of the whole insecurity thing that I'm kind of more quiet than usual. Um, let's see, today, what to talk about today? Today I wanted to go over why I've never liked myself. Um, I grew up with parents that were great as far as trying to build me up, always telling me I'm beautiful, beautiful little girl, yada yada, but that comes from your parents. Um, and when it comes from your parents, they kind of have to say that because you're their kid. And once you get out into society, that's when the kids become mean and cruel. And in my younger years, I was pretty husky. Wasn't really fat, but I was definitely a husky. I wasn't a little skin and bones kid. Um, so I got picked on a lot for that. I got to the point where I was getting into fights. They started calling me Bear because I was like a little mother bear that would beat up anybody that picked on my friends. Um, and so because of kids always picking on me because I wasn't the pretty one and I wasn't the skinny one, that kids were just kind of mean. um, Growing up, I got into drugs and alcohol as a teenager. It was in the 80s, so no shock there. um, I was very promiscuous because I wanted that attention from the boys. um, and I used to pride myself in the fact that I could get any man that I wanted, but the reality of it was I wasn't really getting them. I was getting part of them, pretty much just being used. Um, so it really wasn't an accomplishment by any means. Um, but I have, even now, I've always hated my voice. I wish I had the cute little high-pitched girly voice, one that makes all the guys go, ooh, or that, sultry, seductive 1-900 phone call kind of voice, and I have neither. I couldn't get a break and get either one of them. I can't sing, can't hold a tune. Um, I've just, everything about my voice I hate. Um, and even though I am going to be going for bariatric surgery, so the weight part shouldn't be much of an issue, I still have so many things wrong with my physical appearance that I've just always picked myself apart. I got crooked teeth. Um, my jaw is actually deformed, which I did not know until I was a teenager. Apparently my upper palate never grew properly or whatever, so it's very narrow. They wanted to do a surgical procedure where they were going to cut my upper jaw and break it and set it forward and rewire it to put it the way it's supposed to be, and that just scared the hell out of me, so I never had that done. Um, but all of my teeth are very crowded. I've had a bunch of teeth removed and they're still crowding, so that's one of the big issues. As I've gotten older, another one of the things that I absolutely hate about myself is growing up, the only thing that I ever liked about myself was my blue eyes. And now I have these, the hooded eyelid thing, which apparently is like a family trait on my mom's side. That they all have it, as they get older, and part of it is from, being out in the sun. I'm always squinting. Part of the migraine thing. Any kind of light, I'm usually squinting. Um, because of Botox, it's not quite as pronounced, but you can kind of see this little divot right here was very pronounced before I had the Botox, and I didn't have the Botox for cosmetic. I had it for the migraines. But it at least dulled that thing, and sadly it didn't dull the migraines the way I wanted it to. Um, but there's just, in the first video you saw I have the horrible skin. I've always had acne issues since I was a teenager. So that's always been a battle with the horrible skin. I'm definitely a picker where, I have a flaw on my skin and I can't leave it alone. Um, it just drives me insane that there's a flaw, which just makes it worse, obviously. Um, but yeah, between the saggy eyelids, now that I'm older, I have these puffy things under my eyes, and those are a real pain. Working on trying to get rid of them. Doing do a cucumber thing, do cold spoons, do this, that, and the other thing, and, cut out your salt, and this, that, and the other thing. And hopefully with the weight loss thing and the change of diet, a lot of that will help too, I'm hoping. Um, Never gonna have those pretty full lips that everybody talks about and wants and all that other stuff because of the whole upper jaw, and you can kind of see how small those front teeth are, crowded in together because of the upper jaw being so small. Kind of gives me like an underbite. So my bottom lip sticks out more than my top lip, and I don't really have a big lip to begin with. So never gonna be that really pretty girl, and so I've always beat myself up that it's like, why would anybody want this? But I have a lot of good friends that keep telling me that, they wish I could see me the way they see me. Saying that I'm an incredible person and yada yada. It's like, you're my friend, you're supposed to say that kind of thing. Not that I believe them. But it's a process, and these videos are part of that process that I'm trying to get there to see what they see. Not what random trolls in society see of, like I said before, it's like, oh, you're a fat hog, porker, porker, I've dealt with so many cruel people. People just suck. That I'm hoping that these videos and the weight loss and this new life with the new man is going to help change my look upon life and myself, and actually start to like myself, because he's very big on, he hates when I knock myself. Absolutely hates it. Anytime I down myself, he just completely freaks out on me. So I'm trying not to do that, partially for him, partially for me, which he's kind of like the motivation that's kind of pushing me to do it. So I need that push. So I think that about does it for now. So many things that I hate about my physical appearance. I mean, I just told you stuff on my face. I mean, I'm older, now I have saggy boobs because I nursed my son, and never really had those perfect perky boobs to begin with. Now I have the back fat, which drives me crazy. You put your bra on, and then you have all these, like, extra rolls, and it's just disgusting. You know, One of the few things that I really don't mind that a lot of people probably would freak out about, especially being a girl, you're supposed to have sexy legs, and I have a birthmark on my shin. It's pale, so it's not super dark. But I actually don't mind that. That's actually something that kind of makes me unique that I don't mind. Yeah, I could go on and on, but I'm not going to go on and on about all the more private, personal things that I hate about myself. I think that'll be good for now. So stay tuned and see what crazy stuff I share next.